Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the AnKorage where everything is awesome, and today is Wednesday. Therefore, this is ODINQuest. There you go. So, welcome on back. I've been pretty busy the past few weeks in regards to video production, and I just finished up a couple and got them all scheduled out. They come out in 2 months because I'm that far ahead. I only release one video a week, and so there we go. Got a couple of not necessarily announcements, but just bringing up to date on some things that's going on. And one is, if I transition over, we are going to be moving the PixelFed instance. I have a PixelFed instance out on pixelfed.social, and you can see it here. However, I am actually going to be moving. If I can turn that on, get that ready to go, and there we go. Okay. I am moving the PixelFed instance from pixelfed.social to metapixel.com. It's an instance that is held, that's housed in Finland. And pixelfed.social is actually housed in the US. And now, what are my reasons for doing this? Well, the main reason is Meta, particularly. Not so much Meta, but Threads in particular. But Meta owns Threads, and they are, they're a property of Meta, and so they're right in line with Facebook, Instagram, you name it. And PixelFed is an ethical form or competitor to Instagram, and I use it. I'm not on there all the time, but I'll post a picture or a series of pictures, occasionally something that's similar to a short, or I have in the past. And the issue that we've got going on is regarding Threads. And Threads, it kicked off big-ish, and it just started crashing out right away. But at the same time, it's not going away. It's still going to be there. It's a data harvester. So you got to be aware of that. Data harvester, of course, it can't obtain information that's personally identifying. It can't get email addresses or locations or anything like that, so that's good anyways. But this is in regards to PixelFed and such like that. However, I'm leaving pixelfed.social because they are not going to block Threads from federating with them. A lot of people that have federated services have basically said, we're going to block Threads because they're a threat. So, and PixelFed, however, from what I've seen and from my communication with them, they're not going to. From the way they're answering it, they're giving a corporate response, which is, we're going to answer you, but we're not going to say anything. So, okay, well, if you're going to take that direction, then I don't need you. I'm, the head admin happened to tell me whoever's in charge of the instance makes that decision if they're going to block Threads or not. So I'm like, well, I need to find an instance in that case where they actually advertise the fact that they block Threads, and I found one. And there aren't many instances out there for PixelFed, and but of the half dozen-ish, I guess, or so, I found Metapixel out there in Finland, and they do block it. So they advertise that on their about and such. So they go ahead and block it. So I've already created accounts over there for myself and for the channel, and you can see those down below. At least they should be there now. The addresses to those. Excuse me. And The pixel fed addresses, no more. If you happen to have the old pixel fed addresses already, great, keep it. I'm going to be keeping it active. I've actually removed posts that basically show my face, for one, and anything that could be, unsuitable for threads. So less of a risk or not, or is not as sensitive. So I'll leave all that out there, and it is going to stay active for the foreseeable future. That may change, and without any notification. However, should I give a notification, I'm going to actually post it out on my federated microblogging site, which is Fedisroot, given by Disroot. That's the Mastodon equivalent. They use a comma, and there we go. I'll post it out on there, and I've got that address down below. So there we go. In other news, well, the sound on these recordings. I recently had a brief discussion with somebody on the Switch to Linux chat over on Matrix, and he provided me with names of filters and things of that sort for this thing, so that it would sound more like I'm on a, like on the radio or XM, or better audio quality. So I've incorporated those. He said with some of the filters you have to tweak them a little bit, stuff like that, and I have to go with what's easier for me. So I just threw up the filters, going with the default settings, and this is how it sounds, and it is far better. And so that's how that sounds. So these filters are really only in effect for this microphone right here, but I'm sure I could do that with my my camera audio as well by feeding it through OBS, because this is what I'm recording on right now is OBS. I could set up a source for through OBS of videos that I have from my camera, from that and my cell phone camera and stuff like that, and I'm sure I could do that, but right now I don't have any major desire to do so, because it's extra work, but they sound fine as they are right now, that I'm aware of, from watching clips and stuff like that. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. And this week, the video that I've got coming out on Friday is it's from the old ODINQuest films, or videos, I should say, from when I was working with Craftman. And so I believe this one is regarding the first world that I actually created on using Craftman, and the developer of it actually went in there, and I let him in and told him where it was on the Raspberry, and he went, he built a little house, and it looks really cute, and I just started going really big on things, using a lot of space and stuff like that, and I made a mistake with an Ender Dragon. I poked it too much in the world, and I had generated it, and it went flying off to the dead center and started flying around and just eating up chunks everywhere, and it just increased the file size immensely. So I got rid of it finally, killed it, and told it to go bye-bye, and but started playing with that a little bit. So that's coming up on Friday, and next week, the next video that's coming out is one that I did for Disroot. It's regarding search. It's regarding CRX, which is their their search thing, and for web searches, like Google, DuckDuckGo, Startpage, and so on. But it's CRX or CRXNG, and so that's going to be coming out for that, and I'm pretty excited about it because Muppet and the folks will be able to see it and give me their thoughts on it, and I can move on from that one. I've got another one already set up and scheduled, but I don't know when that's coming out. Right off the top of my head, I'd have to look at the doodad, the project board, and the calendar, because that's where it's all scheduled out. So, anyways, so that's what I've got coming out this week and coming out next week. The old cell phone that I was holding aside for taking video and such because the sound on it was fantastic. And I say was because I had to get rid of it. I charged it one day and turned it on, and it just wouldn't boot, or it just got caught in a looping boot, and I couldn't get into root. So to check on, if I could do a factory reset that way, and so it was dead and gone. So I had to dispose of it. So that's what I did. So there we go. In its place, I have my new cell phone, which is this guy right here, and that's the home screen, and it's got the household logo on it, and you can see me in the reflection, so I'll go like that. And, it's got the household logo on it, which is similar to the logo for the channel. The channel is a green anchor. And for the home, it's Odin's Raven. And it's got the Colonial Phoenix border of sorts. And there we go. So, and of course, I've got a case that is green. And, when I bought it, I thought this was just flat green. But no, it's actually a metallic green. I mean, it's really no big deal. You can still see that it's green, but I would have appreciated it more so if it was just flat green. Because, like in all things, that's what the picture showed. So I'm like, that's what I want. And the picture also showed all of the lines, all the contours to have sharp edges or sharp corners. But no, these are rounded. So, which I understand with injection mold, you need to have a little bit of a draft so that it actually comes out of the mold easier. So, that's what I'm thinking what it was with this thing. So, but in either case, the phone itself is fantastic. It's got, I can do calls over Wi-Fi. So, I had a problem with my previous phone, which I actually still have right down here. But the problem with it was the signal between here and the tower, which literally is only right at the top of the hill here. However, I say hill, and the hill is between me here and the tower, so it suffers signal problems. So with this unit, I've actually got Wi-Fi calling, and I use Mint Mobile, and I actually use the link. It's an affiliate link for Mint Mobile that I use from Switch to Linux. So anytime I go onto Mint Mobile, I use that affiliate link to get to the site and log in. So every time I use it, he gets a little something. No, a few cents. I have no idea how that works. But I bought this, and I did not get this from Mint Mobile. I got this off of Amazon. However, my service is through Mint Mobile using the affiliate link, and it's got Wi-Fi calling on it, and I actually I set up my router with a dedicated access point just for use for just this. So this is the only thing on it. If there's any other phones that here at this home get Wi-Fi calling and stuff like that, I'll set them up for the same access point, so that because this access point is only for cell phones. So, in effect, I've created my own cell tower of sorts. So, all of my calls now, they come in perfectly clear because my router is literally 2 feet away from my face. It's right there. And that's that one that I steampunkified and everything. It's an old, well, at this point it's old. It's 9 years old. It's a Linksys 1900 AC, and it's a beefy looking thing. And so to steampunkify it, when you see pictures of it, you see that it's got hammered copper paint around the front, surrounding the screen or the display, or the indicator lights. I've got silver paint on the antennas, and I just recently stuck an Arctic Blast USB fan on the back of it to blow air down on it, because it does get hot. I mean, it gets hot, and I can still touch it, but this is just to help dissipate the heat that radiates off it. It does have a cooling fan inside, but it's never gotten hot enough where it needs to use it, but it gets pretty hot. So I use that fan up there just to help dissipate that heat, and it does a fantastic job. The other one, I've got it in the bedroom right now, but it's just there if I ever need to use it. And my little power bank that had been purchased from Walmart. It's an ONN or ON. It does a great job, so I've had it for a couple of years, and it's been working great. And that battery is now my power source for my camera, my regular camera. My regular camera has its own batteries, but they're just really cheapo replacements, and they don't have that long of charge on it. It's like, it's good for like half hour worth of video taking. However, with this battery bank, whew, that thing just goes, and it goes for hours. I could start a recording on it and just let it go, and it will go for hours. So, and what I did was, of course, if I plug it into it, it's gonna hang. But, excuse me, what I did was I took some of the leftover duct tape that I had from when I used it for my proton pack, the Alice frame. I put a piece of pipe insulation on it, and I used a small strip of it to kind of give it that New Hampshire-y kind of look, that camouflage woodland kind of, couple of strips on that to hold it in place. And of course I had the leftover amount on the tape roll, so I created a little pocket to have connected to the tripod, and I can actually have it right here. Here's my tripod, and here is the pouch, and it just sits in here, and it's just I just used some duct tape to hold it on. But I basically, for the pocket, I basically took strips of the tape. So I take one strip and then take another strip, and then I stick them together. So I've got this on this material, pattern, whatever, what have you. It's on both the inside and the outside, and that is so that when the battery is in there, I can slide it in and take it out. Whereas if I didn't, it would go in and the tape would stick to it, and then that would be the end of that. So created this little pocket for it. Here it is. This tripod is from Amazon Basics, and it's very good. And it's got all of my actuation, and I can crank it up, I can crank it down. It does fantastic. And the legs, they've got quick things. and I had used one before years back. When you look at the Chester's Quest video, it was done on that thing, and that thing weighed a ton. I mean, it wasn't like really super heavy, like 30 pounds heavy, but it was heavy. This thing, I mean, it's light. I kind of want to say it's aluminum, but at the same time, I kind of don't. It's just really thin metal. So it's probably, or maybe it's aluminum. I don't know. Either way, but that's really good. And the short that I came out with, I think it was last week. Yeah. In place of an ODINQuest was, it was, here, now you're playing with power, and you open it up, and I hit the button, and it just starts pop, 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 pop. That's a laptop that I still have here. It's not mine, but I was asked if I could replace the screen. I'm like, yeah, if you can buy the screen, I'll go ahead and replace it. And I was gonna make a video on it. So the video that you see in the short was actually, part of what was going to be the video. I took the broken screen out, I put the new one in, and it started firing off an audible error code of sorts. And from what I could tell, it was basically telling me it wasn't picking up the screen, which that tells me it's the wrong screen, which is unfortunate. It's a Lenovo T495, and I had found a screen, it should have been. It was under that listing, that it fits that thing, and yeah, it's the right size. It fits fine, and it connects fine, but then you turn it on, and it doesn't read it. So I let the relative know, and I'm like, it's replaced, but it's not working because it's not picking it up. And that's all I can do with it at that point. So basically, my relative is gonna have to, more than likely, dish out more money to get it replaced and have a tech replace it. I would go ahead and replace it, but only with the correct screen. But for me right now, I'd just be buying more screens, or I'd be telling her to buy another screen. It'd be a process of elimination. Let's keep buying screens until we get one that works. And I don't want my relative to have to go through with that. So I'm just gonna return it and or give it back, and it'll just have to go from there. So there we go. And for my final little piece of thing, this has been going on long enough, so I'm just going to finish up with something. I just want to show you my project board, and just let you see what I've got going on, what's lined up, what's currently in progress, and what's going to be coming up and down the road. So I'm just going to transition over to that real quick, and here we are. So this is my project board. This is in Nextcloud through Disroot, and I'm going to have a video about Nextcloud all by itself, but it'll include this, and I'll probably use this as my example. But in my to-do stuff, we can see I've got all these videos lined up to be produced. I've got a lot of disc quests, so there's all those. I've got Galactic Quest. I've got Chronic Quest. So I decided that on Chronic Quest, I've got the actual scripts, and we're gonna have reading time. So we're gonna do that. For In Progress, I'm currently working on I Can Hear You Now for Disc Quest, and Vessels for Galactic Quest. You don't know anything about Galactic Quest right now. It hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be a new series, and there you go. These are all the videos I've got scheduled out on YouTube right now. Boom, 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 boom. One a week. I actually need to put ODINQuest for today. 0821. Go like that. So this is just, this is what I'm working on right now. So I'm gonna put that up here because I use these. I have this little letter like P right here, Q, GHIJK. I'm going through, and that's just for organizational purposes and to, so I can keep track of what is coming out when and what's first and what's second and so on. So, and these ODINQuests, they're not part of any organizational thing. It's just running, they're ad hoc. It's just like, just miscellaneous. I just throw it together and post it and be done with it. So there we go. And there we go. So there's that. And so here's everything that's coming out. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 videos, all done and all scheduled, and they are currently up on YouTube, and they will be coming out in the future. So if I can get this back over to here. Yeah, where am I at? Give me 1 second and we'll fix that. Okay, and there we go. Alright, I got that fixed. In OBS, all I have to do is shut off, what do they call it? Sources? I have to shut off the sources and turn the right ones on. Stuff like that. I would love it so that I could have it laid out in a way where if I throw an overlay on top, I can just turn that on and off. And, which I can do. But, and I'll show you here real quick. You see down here at the bottom, you can see the bottom text of the AnKorage and stuff like that. Yeah, well, I don't want that, poking out from behind. So I actually have to shut off the border graphic and shut off the camera. And that'll work just fine. So there we go. Alright, I've talked long enough. So that's it for this edition of ODINQuest. And, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you here on Friday with the next video. And so once again, comment, like, and subscribe, and throw me some crypto through Dogecoin or Monero, either or, that's fine. Oh yeah, one last note about the Doge thing. The doggy. He's 12 years old, and he just passed away. He had problems related to leukemia that I read. So the Dogecoin doggy is in another world now. So my best to him, and my condolences to the owner. And I love the coat of fur on that breed. It's really nice. It's very smooth, very poofy, and the color layout is fantastic on the coat, and great dog. And those dogs are they can be very expressive facially, and it's perfect with the Dogecoin, so. Great to have that. Dogecoin was created as a joke, and of course it took off, and I don't know what it's at today, but I don't really keep track of that stuff. But I have a wallet, and you can throw me some Dogecoin as a donation, and I certainly appreciate it. But definitely like and subscribe. So yeah, I'm putting that up again. So thank you very much, and we shall see you on Friday. So thank you. Skál.